I want to discuss on a very important topic, representative democracy. The preamble of the Constitution of India has elaborately say that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political. I want to underline these words like sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So India is a democratic republic. In other sense, we say that we have adopted representative democracy. What does it mean? So we have also adopted a such form of government. The government which is envisaged as a representative democracy. So, as a form of government, the Indian democracy is designated as representative democracy. There are in our constitution no agencies of direct control by the people. Really, there are no agencies in India which can control the government directly. But for an example, referendum and initiative. So there are three devices of direct democracy: referendum, initiative, and recall. But these three devices of direct democracy are not being adopted in our case because India is not a direct democracy. India has adopted indirect democracy. So India has adopted representative of democracy. So we cannot initiate referendum, initiative and recall in our country. Again, the people of India are to exercise their sovereignty through a parliament at the center and a legislature in each state. So that is a federal type of government. One government is located at the center and rest other governments are located in their respective state levels. So that is a federal form of government where there is a proper distribution of power between center and states. There is collaboration, cooperation, there is collaboration, there is coordination between the center and the states. So the people of India are to exercise their sovereignty through the Indian Parliament. The people of India are to exercise their sovereignty through the state legislatures at the respective states. Again, it may be told that a real executive is what? The real executive is the Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers shall be responsible. Then we may discuss on an head of the union or the head of the state. So an elected president at head of the union and a governor nominated by the president of at the head of each state are not to exercise any political function without the advice of the Council of Ministers, because the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the people's representatives to respective state legislatures. So suppose the people of India cast their votes in order to form Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha is the house of the people. So in order to fulfill all the elected members to the Lok Sabha, there is election. On every alternate 5 years, the election of the Lok Sabha is held. So Lok Sabha is held. Thereafter, the state governments are to hold their state legislatures through this pattern. So remember, the Constitution holds out equality to all the citizens in the matters of the choice of representatives who are to run the governmental machinery. So citizens are responsible for making of the union cabinet, for making of the union legislatures. The citizens are responsible for making of the state legislatures. So the basis is universal adult franchise. Suppose a man who has completed 18 years of age and his name has already been registered in the voters list, that man or woman becomes a citizen of India. So he or she has a right to vote. So on this basis, the election is going on. Also, parliamentary democracy is known as representative democracy, because it is a responsive government, and accountability is fixed. Accountability is there. That is the accountability of the Council of Ministers to the legislature. Again, it draws a direct line of authority from the people through the legislature. The members of the legislatures thus must owe their power directly or indirectly to the people. The ideal of a democratic republic, you say India is a democratic republic. The ideal of a democratic republic enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution can be best explained with reference to the adoption of the universal suffrage. Underline the term adoption of the universal suffrage and the complete equality between the states, not only before the law but also in the political sphere. So this is the Indian government. So our government is the government of the people, by the people and for the people. This much. Thank you.